Chapter 1. First Contact with Prejudice. The Galactic Federation had seen many species: towering armored Krellians with their 4 arms, the serpentine Vex with their hypnotic gaze, and the crystalline Thul, whose bodies refracted light into dazzling patterns. But when humanity finally made contact, the aliens had one collective thought: how adorable! The first human delegation to step onto the Federation's grand orbital station was met with coos and amused chirps from the assembled diplomats. Captain Elias Vance, a broad-shouldered man with a military bearing, frowned as a furry, rabbit-like Zurian ambassador patted his head. "Oh, look at their tiny limbs," the Zurian giggled, its whiskers twitching. "And those round, squishy faces. Absolutely precious." Lieutenant Kara Wu, standing beside Vance, clenched her fists. "Sir, are they petting us?" Vance forced a smile. "Diplomacy, Lieutenant. We're the new kids here." The Federation's assessment was clear. Humans were small, soft, and, most damning of all, harmless. The report spread quickly. Earthlings. Adorable. Utterly non-threatening. They didn't know how wrong they were. Chapter 2. The Harmless Label. Humanity's integration into the Federation was slow, hampered by the galaxy's condescension. Human technology was deemed quaint, their warships cute little toys. Even their military was treated like a joke. At the Federation's annual war games, a massive simulation meant to test species combat readiness, the human team was placed in the novice division alongside juvenile Krellian cadets. Commander Rix, a hulking, scaled Vorthan, chuckled as he looked over the human squad. "Don't worry, little ones. We'll go easy on you." Vance smirked. "That's your first mistake." The war games began. The other species expected humans to rely on ranged weapons, hiding behind cover like frightened prey. They were wrong. Chapter 3. The Tank Incident. The turning point came during the urban combat simulation. The Krellians, confident in their brute strength, rolled in with their heavy armor, a massive 6-legged assault tank capable of leveling buildings. "Surrender, humans!" the Krellian commander boomed over the comms. "You can't possibly." Then the tank lifted off the ground. Gasps rippled through the observation deck as security feeds showed a single human, Sergeant Marcus Herc Rivas, standing beneath the tank, his powered exosuit whining as he heaved the 60-ton war machine over his head. The Zurian ambassador dropped its datapad. "What in the void?" With a grunt, Herc hurled the tank into a nearby building. The Krellians inside scrambled out, dazed and horrified. The entire Federation fell silent. Chapter 4. The Aftermath. The humans didn't just win the war games, they dominated. Their endurance was unmatched, thanks to an evolutionary history of persistence hunting. Their adaptability was terrifying. Improvised explosives made from Federation rations became legendary. And their strength. Turns out, Earth's gravity was well above the galactic average. What the aliens saw as small and weak was actually a hyperdense, muscular frame evolved under crushing force. The Zurian ambassador, now sweating, approached Vance. You hid this." Vance shrugged. "You called us cute. We figured we'd let you keep thinking that." Chapter 5. A New Reputation. Overnight, humanity's status in the galaxy changed. The term Earthling was no longer uttered with amusement. It was spoken with wary respect. When the pirate warlord Grax the Devourer threatened a human colony, his fleet was met not with the expected surrender, but with a single transmission. "You have 1 hour to leave, or we'll show you what cute can really do." Grax laughed, until his dreadnought sensors detected a human boarding party ripping through the hull with their bare hands. The galaxy learned its lesson that day. Never Underestimate. Earthlings. Epilogue. Years later, at the Federation's Grand Hall, a new plaque was installed beside the list of honored species. It read, "Humanity small in stature, unmatched in fury." And beneath it, someone had scratched in a cheeky addendum, "Still kinda cute though." Extended ending. The legend of the cute ones. The Galactic Federation was never the same after the War Games. Overnight, humanity went from being the galaxy's amusing little oddity to its most terrifying wild card. The footage of Sergeant Rivas lifting a Krellian tank became the most watched holovid in Federation history, memes spreading across the interstellar net with captions like, "When the cute one stops smiling. Humans. 0.9 galactic gravity. That's it." But the real change came in policy. The pirate problem solved. For decades, the Zenther pirates had raided Federation colonies with impunity. Their leader, Grax the Devourer, famously said, "The strong take. The weak obey." Then he made the mistake of attacking New Terra. The human colony sent no distress signal. No calls for Federation aid. When Grax's fleet entered orbit, they received a single transmission, a human officer sipping coffee saying, "You've got 10 minutes to apologize before we get creative." Grax laughed. Right up until his flagship's alarms blared. Human drop pods, unshielded, unassisted by anti-grav, slammed through the hull like meteors. The security feeds showed Grax's face as a human marine, clad only in light armor, ripped a reinforced bulkhead door off its hinges. "You're supposed to be cute," Grax screeched. The marine cracked his knuckles. "And you're supposed to be scary. Funny how that works." Within an hour, the Zenther pirates surrendered, to one human platoon. The Federation's new policy. The Galactic Council convened an emergency session. "We must reassess human classification," the Zurian ambassador insisted, for standing on end. "They should be in the predator species category." "With us," growled the Vorthan delegate, flexing his claws. "They make us look like prey." Meanwhile, Captain Vance sat in the observer's gallery, grinning. The final ruling was unanimous. Humanity is hereby designated as a Class 10 resilient species. All prior harmless classifications are revoked. Then, in fine print, also stop challenging them to friendly arm wrestling matches. Medical costs are piling up. The human response. Back on Earth, the revelation was met with amusement. Bars across the planet now had signs. "No, we won't arm wrestle you for drinks. Yes, we'll win." Sergeant Rivas, now a legend, was asked in an interview, "How does it feel to be the reason aliens are scared of us?" He shrugged. "Kind of funny. But hey, better, oh crap, it's a human, than, ah, look at the tiny humans." The last laugh. Years later, at the unveiling of the first Human Federation War Monument, a young alien child tugged on her mother's sleeve, pointing at a statue of Rivas mid-tank throw. "Mama, are humans really that strong?" Before the mother could answer, a human engineer nearby, lean, unassuming and holding a wrench, casually bent a titanium support beam back into place with one hand. The mother sighed. "Yes, sweetheart. And never, ever call them cute to their face." The engineer winked. "Too late."